In Word, if you want to present some information neatly, graphically and aligned, it is quite commonplace to use a table. Now, all a table is a series of columns and rows that effectively join together to form a table. Now, we can insert a table in a number of ways. Whichever method you're going to use, we always go to the Insert ribbon because we want to insert a table. And you can see the table has its own little section here with a drop-down arrow. Now, from this drop-down arrow, we can insert a table either through this little interface here, and the idea behind this is that you just move the mouse across and you will get a table of that size. So that many rows and that many columns. Now, if you know what you want to present, then that's quite straightforward. You simply move the mouse across until you get the correct number of rows and the correct number of columns. Now, obviously, we'll look at how you can add or remove more columns and rows. So if I wanted a smallish table, I would just hover the mouse. I'm not clicking at the moment, I'm just moving the mouse. So I'm going there. 4 columns, 5 rows, and then I click and the table appears. If I click below there and just return a couple of times, we can look at the other methods for inserting a table. The same place, Insert Table drop down here. We're not going with the little interface. We're coming down to the first option, which is Insert Table. Now, what this does instead is gives you a dialog box where you can answer the questions. How many rows and how many columns do you want? Well, let's have 7 columns and 4 rows. We can also here control the behavior of each column. At the moment, it's auto, which means the column will auto fit the contents. So if one column has a bit more information in than another, it will adjust, or we can physically fix it to be a set size. I'm going to leave that back at auto. We can change the auto columns to auto fit to contents, which will make it wiggle around, or auto fit to window. Let's leave it as a fixed column auto width, and then OK, and my table will appear. Let's click below, return a couple of times, and create a table by a different method. Now, there is the ability to draw a table. That's what Word calls it anyway. Insert Draw Table. What this allows you to do is, you see I've got a little pencil now, is click and drag, and that draws a cell. And then you can click and drag and draw the next cell. You don't have to be that accurate. You can see I'm a little bit off in the alignment, but when I let go, Word attaches it anyway. And then the next one, click and drag, and it makes it the same height. And then click and drag. And then down to the next cell below, I just click and drag. To make it a little higher, but Word makes sure that it's the same width as the cell above, and then click and drag. Now, it's not personally the most ideal method of creating a table. It's very slow and very methodical, and you're creating things one cell at a time. If you want to finish drawing, we simply press Escape on the keyboard, and then we're back into normal icon mode. So let's come here and use another method of creating a table. So it's all on that Insert ribbon table drop down. The first method was highlight the number of cells and columns. Then there was the dialog box. Then there was drawing, which I'm not a massive fan of. Then there is actually the ability to embed an Excel spreadsheet inside your Word document, but that's for later. Or we have quick tables. Now, quick tables are predefined tables. Their rows and columns are already built, and their formatting is already done for you. And you can see in the quick tables, we have a couple of calendars here, different styles, a layout table of the Greek alphabet, a matrix, tabular list, subheadings. So effectively they're pre-formatted and pre-laid out. I might want to choose the calendar style, for example, and you can see it inserts a table. There are no borders, and there are only the right number of columns for each day of the week. So there's 7, the month goes across the top, and the dates go in between. We would then need to change that if we didn't want May to whatever month we wanted in what particular year to make sure these numbers fell on the right date. But it's just a table. Same with any one of those quick tables. So table, quick table, and let's just pick that Greek one. There we are, the Greek alphabet, and that creates you a table, not only formatting it and laying it out, but actually providing you some real information within it, such as the letter name, the uppercase letter, the lowercase letter, and then the letter name, the uppercase letter, the lowercase letter for the rest. So that's a very clever little table and very useful. So those are the different methods for creating tables in Word. The sort of hover and pick your rows and columns, the dialog box, the draw a table, or the nifty little quick tables. Now, removing a table is very simple. you'll see that to the top left of each table, there's like a little icon, sort of rectangular icon. Now, if I click that, it actually selects the table and pops up a little menu. And you can see in that menu, there is an option to delete the table. And delete table, it's gone. Same with any one of those tables. They all have that little pop-out symbol at the top left. So choose there, delete table, and it's gone.